Chat, did you see the new Pokemon? Why is it, pulling a David Carradine? Anyway, welcome to the stream, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Good day. Good day. I'm gonna try to get 3 games in tonight. And I'm hoping that, that we will have the ability to do so. Donkey might be a little shafted, but, you know, it's kind of a bonus anyway. So, I'm hoping... I think we're pretty much almost done with the Mario Bestified thing. So... Vinny, the Beatles thank you for thanking the Beatles. Did that happen? Wait, really? Let's see. No, they didn't. They didn't. I said thank you, Beatles, on the new Free as a Bird mix. And, I got nothing. Except... Granddad guy say the line. And, you know, a bunch of other people that were like, oh, Vinny, I like your stuff. So they really... I was going to talk about Beatles stuff, but before we do that, did you see this? Man. RTX hair in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I mean, yeah, looks cool. But I saw a comment that was like... Almost got it, still doesn't look real enough, I will not be playing this game. You know, it was, I think, a joke. I'm gonna assume it was a joke. But it is a really weird thing that this is, like, touted as a huge deal when, you know, listen, it's a nice thing to have realistic-looking characters in a video game, and I've also looked at video game hair, and I'm like, that's weird. You know, sometimes it just doesn't look right, but I guess with the power of RTX, now you can do it. Does that make the game better? Maybe for some people, but for me, you know what makes the game better? Pubes. That's where the technology needs to go. So, maybe get on it, NVIDIA. So, I don't know what we're doing 100% while, you know, this is like a big deal. I figured we'd eventually get to this, but I guess here we are finally, and maybe this is the future. But it is interesting that a game like... And I'm going to use Deltarune as a positive example, right? I know that game took a while, and I haven't played it. People seem to think there's a conspiracy theory that I love Undertale and Deltarune, and again, you can see my playtime... And it's just, I'm sorry, I haven't done so. But I will cite it as a positive example of you can make a game like that and it can blow the fuck up and get drawn everywhere and posted in that W place thing, which is now a battle zone, mind you. No more fun allowed. Just battle. And you can sell a game like Balatro or that Raccoon game I played, and you don't need RTX hair in that. Just RTX pubes. So, I don't know. It depends on the game you're going for. I think the technology is kind of insane. So, we'll see. I was also going to mention the Beatles. The Beatles have released a look at Anthology number 4. So that's their big release this year, and for the people that care in chat, all 10 of you, the new mix for Free as a Bird where they cleaned up John's vocal, you know, I kind of got used to the way it sounded. I did kind of get used to the shittiness of it, and it kind of thickened the song up a little, like it's just such an old shitty demo. But they used the Peter Jackson stuff that they did on Now and Then, and he sounds very clear. And it does sound good. I don't know which one I like more, but I'm glad there's an option. They're doing that with Real Love, too, which I would put Real Love up against almost any Beatles song. And I know that's a weird opinion, but I really do love that song, and I'm curious to hear what that one's going to sound like. They're also... What's more exciting is the Anthology is an 8-part series of the whole history of the Beatles, which I have on DVD. I haven't watched it in 15 years or more. And I love that fucking documentary so much. It's really good. And that's going to be on Disney Plus, because I guess everything's on Disney fucking Plus now. But it's nice that I'll be able to rewatch that. They're remixing and remastering some of the songs, some of the footage, and then they're doing a whole Anthology 9 for the part 9 of that, which is them getting together to do Real Love and stuff. So, and they're also doing a companion vinyl and CD, which I will not be buying, by the way. I don't want that. But it's a bunch of stuff, the new mixes. It's just demos of stuff we've heard, different takes, like In My Life, Take 1. So, as a Beatle nut, well, you know what? I can't even say I'm a nut about the Beatles. I like them. They're a band I care about. I don't know why, I just do. But, you know, I don't buy everything that they put out. Even though the band's been disbanded for 50 years, 55 years. But they've been doing some really good work lately with the re-releases and remixes. And I get, like, the ones I really care about. I'm not going to be spending money on the anthology, but I will be watching. I'm going to rewatch the whole documentary, and then I'm going to watch the new part. I'm less interested in the new demos, which are just demos of songs I've heard a million times. So, there were people hoping we were going to get Carnival of Light. For those uninitiated, okay, Carnival of Light is a hot mess that was never released because it was embarrassing. It was McCartney's Revolution number 9 during the Sgt. Pepper days, when everything was drugs. And people have held this thing like in this amazing kind of lofty kind of thing, like, oh my god, the Carnival of Light. When are they going to release it? Everyone that heard it, which was in a live venue, they played it like one time, I think, said it was just a collage of nonsense sounds and it was shit. So people keep speculating, when are we getting Carnival of Light? It's a great name. It's a great name for a song. Everyone's like, when are we getting Carnival of Light? Anthology. Nope. McCartney just is like, no. But I promise you, they will release it in HD 4D RTX when McCartney kicks the bucket. Sorry, Paul. I love you, but, you know, all of us. And it's going to be absolute garbage. So yeah, that should be fun. Vinny, was your taste in music primarily songs that you heard played in your household when you were a kid, or did you branch out from your parents, grandparents' taste later in life? I'll answer that very quickly so we can get to the stream. And I'll say that my parents listened to funk, soul. They listened to Isaac Hayes. They listened to the Beatles, which did not stick when I was younger. The Doors, Pink Floyd. None of those classic rock bands really stuck because I was too busy listening to grunge music and not that old shit. Because why would I listen to music my parents listened to? And then I smoked pot, and I got really into the Doors. Sorry, chat. I hate to tell you that, but it happened. And it was... I did not inhale, of course. And then I listened to the Doors a whole lot, and then that led to Led Zeppelin. And then I listened to Pink Floyd, and I got really into that stuff. I had a teacher in grade school that would play guitar, acoustic guitar, and just print out lyrics and give it to us and sing the songs while we sang along. And there were Beatles in there, and I thought he was kind of cool, but also kind of lame. So I didn't really get into that, but I was too busy listening. It wasn't heavy enough, man. I needed that grungy, slungy guitar. And then I branched out into classic rock, and then video game music opened my mind up a little too, man. And I listened to a whole lot of other stuff. And then from classic rock, I started listening to stuff like Wilco, which was more contemporary. And then even in the 90s growing up, there was some good like rap that I got into, which, you know, you wouldn't expect, but there's some stuff that was not good. And then there was some stuff that was really good. And I was listening to just whatever my friends were listening to, and I was listening to good stuff. And but what stuck and really made an impression on me was stuff with really good melodies. And that's Beatle. So, still love the Beatles. And when I got into them later on in life being I was 18, 19, but not like a kid, they became, you know, very important. So that's why I wanted to talk about Anthology, because I'm excited to rewatch it. If I sound like I'm rushing through this, it's just because I have 3... I set myself up to play 3 games tonight. So, I don't know, I'm crazy. The other thing I mentioned, or wanted to mention rather, was Silksong. It's real, it's happening September 4th. I'll stream it. Apparently it's fucking done. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. I'm not, like, losing my goddamn mind about it, but I'm happy it's finally happening, and I'm excited to play it. So I will do that. Vinny, what do you think of Era Vulgaris by Queens of the Stone Age? That was the first album I really got into from them. Like, heavy. Love it. Alright, chat. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, look, it's the Star Wars plane. From last night. I won't say Clancussy again. Vinny, I saw a Joker car today. If you see parked Joker cars, please take a picture and blur out the license plate. Thank you. Well, we can do a little more Q&A just because the shaders are compiling in this game here. Did you see today's thumbnails? Yeah, pretty fucking cursed. Yeah. Vinny, did you listen to Red Vox when you were younger? No, still don't. The the Rolling Stones, I like them. Gorillas in Fortnite. They have like a museum exhibit, and they're revealing their next phase. So let's hope it's good. How does one get into Fortnite? You have to be a gorilla. Boop.